Hello, today we will talk about a program which tests if two rectangles have a non-empty intersection. So if the intersection is non-empty, uh, then it will return the rectangle formed by the intersections. So we have a set of rectangles, and we want to find if there is a non-empty intersection between any of those sets of rectangles, and the rectangles whose sides are parallel to the x and y axis are geometrically positioned in the plane, and we want to find if two rectangles are having non-empty intersection. So the program that finds this uh, is outlined here. So here we have a rectangle structure which we have the coordinates and width and height, and we have a function that returns the set of rectangle uh, uh, while we have two parameters that having the uh, two structures of the rectangles from the set of all the rectangles that we have in the plane. So we have a helper function which tests if two rectangles intersect each other. So here we have the helper function that returns the condition if two rectangles are having an intersection. So we have a matching logic that will compare the coordinate of the uh, first first rectangle with the second rectangle, similarly to the just in the same way as x and y axis. So first it matches the conditions of all the x and y axis, and make sure that it matches the condition to be whether the two rectangles intersect each other. So and that using that helper function, we have the operator function that will return if the two rectangles intersect each other. So if it doesn't intersect, then it will return some dummy variables, which is like 0, 0 or -1, indicating that there is no intersection present between the two rectangles. Otherwise, it's gonna return the coordinates of the rectangle intersection. So here is the condition which finds the maximum. So it returns four parameters. So the first, it will return the maximum of the x-axis and the y-axis, as well as the difference between the x-axis plus the width for the first rectangle and the second rectangle. It will find the minimum, and then it will subtract the maximum of the x-axis between the two rectangles, and the final parameter that it will return it similar to the y coordinate. So first we return for the x coordinate, and then we return for the y coordinate. So it is pretty much a nice program that outlines the geometrical processing of these sets of rectangles, and it returns whether two rectangles have a non-empty intersection. And using these class functions, we can run the computation in order of one time, which is pretty fast, and it will be very computationally inexpensive to run in any processing